What up, everybody? It's Frank Mula back at it again with another video today. You're watching Level Up, Double Down, where we don't play around unless it's video games. Now, if you like this type of content and you want to see more, just take the time to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would mean a whole lot to me, and it doesn't cost you a thing. And as an upstart content creator, I hope I'm able to earn your support today. So with that out the way, let's go ahead and get things started. On today's episode, I'm gonna make things sweet and simple. Pause. I'll be retiring my Ryzen 7 5700 X3D after more than a year of use in my current editing rig, which is on the X570 chipset, and I'll be upgrading it to the Ryzen 7 5800 XT. I bought this processor back in May when it went on sale for $125, and I always say the best time to buy is whenever a product you're interested in drops down in price significantly compared to what it normally goes for. However, you can still buy that same processor today for $183 on Amazon as of the recording of this video if you're upgrading the processor on your current motherboard that's still on the AM4 platform. However, I would advise against buying one right now from Amazon and instead do your recon and some window shopping online and browse to see what other retailers are offering it for and compare it to what's the going rate to determine if you're getting the most bang for your buck, or if you're not in a hurry, you can always wait until the next flash sale or holiday related sale to snag it at a better price than what I got mine for. I'll be doing your typical CPU swap / upgrade, so I'm not necessarily going to be talking much throughout this video. I'll also be downgrading the cooler only because the current one that I'm using, which is the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4, the clip mechanism that's intended to keep the cooler fan attached to the heatsink has a tendency to not want to fasten properly, and this has been a really annoying problem for a while because I have to keep adjusting the clip on the fan a lot, and every time I open the case panel, I notice the cooler fan just dangling. So it's just better off to replace it to eliminate the problem altogether. So without further ado, let's go ahead and upgrade this CPU out from my editing rig and see how the results compare to before and after.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Alright, for any of you guys who are planning to switch out the processor from your PC like me, one rule of thumb I would suggest for you guys to consider will be to give yourself ample time, like an hour or two after turning off the PC, before attempting to remove the heatsink and then removing the processor, since I accidentally had some thermal paste seep into the socket, which wasn't all that bad, but in the grand scheme of things, it could have been a whole lot worse, and luckily, I was able to use a needle and remove most of it out of the hose as much as possible, followed by dousing a soft tip toothbrush with 90% isopropyl alcohol and brushing it over and over until everything was cleared out. Also, behind the scenes, I did a little bit of spring cleaning within the case, such as cleaning out both dust filters in the front and the bottom of the case, scrubbing all the fans, even the ones from the GPU, and with some magic of editing, it was as if it had happened instantaneously, even though I know I'm not Houdini. Now I'm showing you my age. Not sure that any of you guys even noticed that I had quite a bit of dust in the case, because it's been a while since the last time I cleaned it out. So in this part of the video, I want to compare what the temperatures were on the 5700 X3D before I pulled it out, compared to what the temperatures are now after installing the 5800 XT, followed by going over the 3D Mark Time Spy score to see how much of a difference swapping out the CPU made. Alright guys, so currently we're looking at Task Manager CPU Z as well as core temps. That is representative of the 5700 X3D. It's an 8-core processor, which should be self-explanatory as it shows on Task Manager. It's running at 3.7 to 3.9 gigahertz, 8% to, I want to say 12% utilization. And we got 32 gigabytes of memory being used, and in CPU Z it shows it running at 4.4945 gigahertz. Now if you notice on core temps, it shows that the TJ Max is 90 degrees Celsius. So I'm just showing off the actual CPU core frequency for all the clocks, and we can safely say that currently the processor is running at 4.0 gigahertz, and this has been typical for this particular processor. I know the way AMD set things up, that the speed ramps up based on individual needs. So if you're running a game, for instance, that does need a lot of the L3 cache, then the processor will allocate most of the L3 cache in order for it to be able to boost through some of those games. Now what I want to do is run a benchmark on this CPU to see how it stacks up, and then I'll also be doing the same thing for the 5800 XT as well once this gets done. Alright, so I'm about to get ready to get this benchmark started. Give me just a moment to get things set up here, and we're gonna get it started, and bam. Alright, still running the multi-thread test, which came out to 5,441, and we're waiting on the single thread test to finish. Alright, that came out to 453. Alright, so that actually is pretty decent. Alright, now looking at the 5800 XT, we're looking at Task Manager, CPU Z, and core temp. As you can see, we do have 32 gigabytes of RAM. All the specs are pretty much the same, so I don't want to have to regurgitate anything. But if you notice, the speed on the 5800 XT, lo and behold, it's going at 4.62 gigahertz. And if you look at CPU Z alongside core temp, they're showing up to 4.8. So looks like I actually made the proper choice to upgrade this. And even if the 5700 X3D is successful at boosting when playing games, I mainly use this rig to edit, so that becomes more important when it comes to my workflow. So with that said, yeah, I think I made the proper choice, and I didn't get a chance to even speak on the temperatures for the 5700 X3D, but I mean, the TJ Max is also 90 degrees on the 5800 XT as well. And the temperatures look to be pretty reasonable from my standpoint. And if you notice that the utilization is only like up to 11 to 12%, just like it was on the 5700 X3D. And I'm gonna go ahead and run that benchmark real quick. So give me a second to get things set up. All right, so it's about to get started. And we're going to see how much it stacks up in the multi-thread. Okay, so it came out to 6,164, and for the single thread it came out to 582. So you be the judge. It looks like the 5800 XT came out the winner. Although we're just focusing on the CPU performance, while looking at the 3D Mark Time Spy scores from the benchmarks, it appears as though we got a score of 16,793. CPU score is 9,167, while the graphics score is 19,684. So that's just for the 5700 X3D. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what we scored for the 5800 XT. All right, so for the 5800 XT, we got a Time Spy score of 17,186. So that actually is pretty good. It's better than what we had gotten for the 5700 X3D, followed by the CPU score being 9,755, and also by a slight margin, our graphics score is 19,856, especially since we're using the same GPU. So it looks like I did well for myself by deciding to upgrade up to the 5800 XT rather than sticking with the 5700 X3D. Not to, downplay the 5700 X3D's capabilities, but, in the grand scheme of things, because I'm using my rig to edit more often than I am playing games, it comes in handy to have a CPU that is able to perform when it comes to doing, more power user tasks, and that in itself gives it the edge. So as I wrap up this video, feel free to let me know in the comments, what were your thoughts about the presentation I gave? If you're interested in this type of content related to custom PC upgrades in the DIY space, hit the subscribe button down below and turn on all your notifications so you don't miss a thing. And also, if you made it this far into the video, I want to sincerely thank you for watching. So until next time, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Frank Mula signing out. Holla at me.